listen and learn a lot. It is very, very informative.
You know, I was aware of the predictable path of this disease, and the prognosis normally is around 6 months from time of diagnosis, depending on the stage you're at. So in my case, I was really ready for that, and that's what I had in mind. But thankfully, there are people out there who are doing research, and they're putting energy, and they're putting money, and they're putting their hope into changing the outcome of this disease. So I was lucky enough to meet with this group of people, and look at me now. I am now almost 6 years from initial diagnosis. I'm feeling very good, and most of all, I'm feeling hopeful, and I'm feeling absolutely grateful for all this work that is being done in the background by these people. Thank you.
I am very optimistic, even though it's been a real challenging journey so far, and we have too many patients that are suffering. It's now going to be the second leading cause of cancer death in the United States in the next couple of years. But I'm very optimistic that in the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to have major differences, not just in the way we treat pancreatic cancer, but also in ways to prevent it and also ways to detect it early.
With pancreatic cancer, you don't even know you need help until it's too late. You know, it's this slow, silent cancer. I remember in that first oncologist office, and he said, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? He said, fine, 9. If you told me to go and play football right now, I could play. I feel perfectly healthy. And he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, metastasized in his liver. Each island is such a melting pot of cultures, traditions, people, you know, races, nationalities, all these different things that make us individual. But at the end of the day, when you get a diagnosis like this, you're just a person, you have cancer. I've actually been shocked quite frankly at how many people have come and found my mom and foundation since she started it. You know, I feel like I didn't even know what pancreatic cancer was before my father got diagnosed, and now at least once a month she tells me about a new patient or a new person or somebody who came to her who got diagnosed or needs help or is looking for treatment or is looking to help someone. So I think that's really the goal, you know, just advocacy, awareness, health awareness, generally of your mind, of your body, just keeping on top of that.
It is clear that we stand from similar viewpoints for issues reaching the forefront of the world's health concerns. Every trial, every study ultimately makes a difference in seeking future cures. Thank you to all our guests in today's program. As you have heard, for every diagnosis, there is a healthcare professional hard at work. No one stands alone in this fight. You simply have to look around, and there in every neighborhood, in every village and city, there is someone holding the candle. I am Dr. Mariam Abdul-Richards, and you have been watching Caribbean Medical TV. See you on the next episode. Till then, keep moving forward. Keep hope alive.
Next, on the legal brief.
What information would one be compelled to give to the police that you must answer?
Know the law.
From my experience,
Yes.
you find that persons who are truly innocent, in my experience, who are clean hands and so forth, they tend to be more forthcoming.
Know your rights.
One must know that once arrested, they don't have to speak to the police.
Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
It's Premiere Week at ZNS. You asked for new local programs, and we heard your call. So here's the lineup starting this fall. Catch Legends, The Untold Story on Mondays at 9 a.m. Also on Mondays starting at 8 p.m., watch the making of your favorite meal on Dishing It Up. The decisions are final, and the cases are real. The ever so popular Justice with Judge Carol slides in at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. You don't want to miss that. Later on Legal Tuesdays, there's the Legal Brief, where legal advice is given out by the country's top attorneys. Moving down to Thursdays at 9 a.m., The Drop, a video show with the best of the best local music artists. And on that trend, arts and entertainment will kick off your weekends on Fridays at 8 p.m. with Everything Entertainment. Time out, 4 p.m. on Sundays have never had it so good. Finally, a sports show to tune into. And wrapping things up on Sundays at 6 p.m. is Rhythm of Fate, a gospel video show to touch your spirit. Make sure to tune in this fall for a new experience in local programming only on ZNS.
Health officials announced early on that the curve of the fourth wave has been flat.
Standby talent. 2 and cue.
We have a dynamic team of diverse, enthusiastic journalists committed to uncovering the truth and delivering it with zeal and integrity.
Confirms that the victim's body was found by an individual who was involved in the search.
We tell the heartwarming tales of resilience and success, from local politics to cultural events. We have it covered. We have Azure coming live from Bimini tonight for our top story. We are your trusted source in the North. We are ZNS Northern Edition.
I'm Kim, an all-around busy person, but I'm also a foodie. Bahamian food is a delightful fusion of flavors and techniques passed down, and over time has evolved into unique and delicious meals. It takes simple ingredients, and it turns into something special. So if you're a foodie like me and don't like spending all day in the kitchen, but want great food, fast, simple, and tasty, then join me as we dish it up.
I can see it. I can feel it. Grand Bahama, the bounce back. You have a clear vision.
Yeah.
What is it that you hope this show will do for the island of Grand Bahama and indeed the people here on this northern island?
It will do exactly what bad news does. It will reverses that and let people know that all hope is not lost.
In the person of the Honorable Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, right? He's doing an excellent job.
I'm seeing major hotels. I'm seeing large cultural shows.
It's time for us to actually invest before we can ask someone to invest.
There's a greater good, and there is something bigger than me and you.
We are here in the time of need.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Prime Minister revealing more tonight on the government's position with the port. Also, the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election just hours away. Political parties and independent candidates making their final pitch. And a woman is missing after a shark attack in West End. Those stories, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Those stories, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the nation's leader, along with cabinet ministers, asserting their presence on Grand Bahama Thursday morning during a cabinet meeting at the new Obadiah H. Beauchamp complex in 8 Mile Rock. Reporters spoke with the Prime Minister on the sideline of that meeting to discuss crucial matters impacting the island. Among them, the possible sale of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Raven Davis has tonight's top story. We do apologize. We'll have that story a little bit later on tonight. In less than 24 hours, thousands of registered voters will head to the poll to elect a new member of parliament for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. Anticipation running high among constituents who are eager to vote in the historic by-election. Tonight, our Shane Stubbs speaks with Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Arthur Taylor, who says voters can expect a smooth flowing process.
Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Arthur Taylor says all systems are a go for tomorrow's voting process during the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election, ensuring that there will be a smooth voting process for the voters. He and his team are now playing the waiting game as they get ready to welcome voters at the polls.
We're prepared. The staff is well trained. They've done this before, and we're ready at 8 a.m. in the morning to start taking the first voters.
With advanced polling deemed a success, the spotlight now shifts to the main event. As voters make their way to mark their X's, Taylor notes that things will be done differently.
In some of the sites they'll find outside the gate, we're going to post very large signs with the register. Persons for polling division number 1, their names to be on the posters. All of them should be there from A to Z. When you're going into the gate, you look at that list first, and if you're not there, then you have an information center. Okay, where should I be? Because people tend to assume that you were here, and you think you voted here the last time. You think you're supposed to be here, and didn't check the number of your card. You are number 1 when you're supposed to be in number 6.
With an able veteran staff set to be in place, the parliamentary commissioner does not anticipate any hiccups.
My staff are in place, and most of them are having the evening off to go and rest up because tomorrow morning starts for them as early as 4 a.m. And we've had meetings and discussing the ins and outs. All of the presiding officers would have done this before. We're confident there are other staff members who work with them have all been working in the system now for 2 elections at least. So we don't expect to have any major problems from that end of it.
Once the dust has settled, much of the attention will be on the counting and recounting of ballots. This is where the act of transparency kicks in.
They put them in, and the presiding officer takes them out of the box, makes it aware of how many there are, put them in an envelope, and seal that envelope, but invite the agents from every team, along with the presiding officer's signature, to go on that envelope. Here is polling division number 2, in Bimini's polling division number 9. And what we would have done is shown the agents this year and put that in the box for polling division number 2, and in their presence. They confirm their signatures on it. That's the envelope we signed on. Yes, that's the ballot there. So that level of transparency we encourage.
And Taylor had this final reminder.
All I ask them to do is, you have the ID you need, your voter's card, or another government form of ID, which we accept, the passport definitely, and then the driver's license.
Now the acting parliamentary commissioner reminds voters that polls open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, a press conference held at the Gerald Bartlett complex where Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Bonamy Jr. shared the role of the police during the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election. Tonight, the commissioner is admonishing residents to be on their best behavior as police officers will be in full effect tomorrow.
Police presence expected to be heavy in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency as thousands place their votes in the upcoming by-election. Tomorrow is the big day, and Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Bonamy Jr. said that they will also be making spot checks at liquor stores to ensure that they are closed in the area.
Tomorrow morning, all officers will report to work at 5 a.m. At 5 a.m., all officers. We have 4 polling stations and 11 polling divisions. All are there between the 8 Mile Rock and the West End. All of those polling divisions will be headed by a superintendent, assisted by an ASP, and 2 inspectors.
The assistant commissioner noting that a chief police will be manning a command center and another one on patrol. A roving team will also be assigned to candidates, followed by drone security. Bonamy noting that if persons are not following the law, they will be dealt with.
Tomorrow is a touchy day. If persons committed an offense, I suspect it would be a minor. Instead of just the arrest, which could lead into something else, they will be reported, which means at some point in time after the by-election, they will receive a summons to appear in court, whether it's for disorderly behavior, whatever it is. But it becomes a serious matter, they will be taken into police custody.
Now to those that own liquor stores. Bonamy says that the Liquor License Act speaks about all bars being closed during election at the hours of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. He says the by-election is no exception.
So if there's a bar in a constituency on the boundaries, it speaks that no bar should be open within a 5-mile radius, which means that there'll be no opening of bars tomorrow in the 8 Mile Rock and in the Western area.
Bonamy is encouraging all persons to obey the law and respect the property of everyone that will be voting for the party of their choice. He notes that 2 police will be on patrol and they are assigned to check every bar in 8 Mile Rock and West End. If someone is in breach of the law, their establishment will be closed down. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Thanks, Jolanda. Well, one man already finding himself on the wrong side of the law. That as a video going viral on social media today with a man dressed in Free National Movement paraphernalia with large sums of money purporting to solicit illegal political payments, allegedly on behalf of the FNM. Candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant.
Focus on you. Well, guys, back. I got the bag. I just got word. I got 50,000. Got to spend the day. 50,000. I got the bag, guys. 50,000. All right? Bishop say it got to go today, so y'all check me. I got the bag. All right? Bring your voter's card. I got it.
Well, tonight, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, B.K. Bonamy Jr., has confirmed that this man has been arrested over on the island of Bimini and is now in police custody on Grand Bahama. Meantime, the Free National Movement's chairman releasing a statement today condemning what they claim is a false video circulating with a gentleman who was purporting to solicit illegal political payments. According to the statement, the party strongly condemns any such action by any body, regardless of political affiliation. The statement goes on to say that the FNM has reported the matter to the police on the anticipation that it will be fully investigated and the appropriate actions taken. The statement concludes that the FNM will never support, endorse, or condone illegal activity. And a member of parliament for the area, the PLP took over the Smitty's restaurant grounds over in Bimini by arriving in a motorcade style and drawing scores of supporters. Our Ajaquan is in Bimini and filed this report.
Scores of supporters flocking here on the Smitty's restaurant grounds as the Progressive Liberal Party is hosting their rally here in Bimini. Many government officials also gathering here to endorse Kingsley Smith just hours before the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election. The evening beginning with the sounds of horns as supporters of the Progressive Liberal Party traversed the streets of Bimini. Then came Junkanoo escorting those inside the rally site. Senator Randy Roll, a Bimini native, taking center stage, electrifying the crowd with his impassioned rallying for the party.
Everybody knows when the rain falls, the crowd's strong.
Government ministers following suit, speaking to Smith's character, both the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville and the Honorable Fred Mitchell emphasizing the impactful work already accomplished by the governing party.
Bimini's future and West Grand Bahama's future is assured under the PLP. The Progressive Liberal Party is the government. We will continue to be the government after this election. We have an awesome plan for Bimini, and we intend to execute that plan.
Candidate Kingsley Smith engaging deeply with the constituents, pledging unwavering dedication to advancing the constituency.
Your support means everything.
It's your voices, your hopes, and your dreams that I carry with me. This election, I ask for your trust, not just in me, but in our vision for a better, stronger community.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis and Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable I. Chester Cooper standing firm that Smith is the ideal choice, affirming the government's dedication to the island's progress.
I know you agree with me. It really ain't no hard choice. Change don't come easy. You have to fight for it. We are fighting for you, and we got a lot of work to do together. Bimini, if you want progress, you want to continue to drive, you want a full access to every minister in the government, then give us our man.
The evening drawing to a close with sounds from Bahamian entertainer Stevie S. as supporters fellowshipped the night away. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more when we come back.
When you order a large Pizza Hut specialty pizza, you unlock a delicious deal. For a limited time, you can add a small one-topping pizza for just $2 more. Hawaiian, Supreme, barbecue chicken, meat lovers, and more flavors. And for just $2, you can double the deliciousness. But hurry, this mouth-watering twice as nice deal won't last forever. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 today.
Are you looking to turn your vision into a reality? Join us Friday, December 8th at 9 a.m. for the free UB North Innovation Summit at the Pelican Bay Hotel. Embrace tech innovation in a new era of business. Register by November 30th at ubignite.com or call us at 727-3962.
The Freetown Heritage Festival Committee presents Bonfire Fridays from 5 until 10 p.m. at the Heritage Site in Freetown. Enjoy delicious food, exciting entertainment, fun for the entire family. Friday nights just got better in Freetown.
It's the season to be thankful, and Grand Bahama Tiles is saying thank you, Grand Bahama, with a one-day 20% off store-wide sale. Come in and choose from our new arrivals and large stock of porcelain, ceramic, and wood look tiles. The first 20 early bird customers get an additional $50 off. It's the Black Friday savings you've been waiting for. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
5 candidates, 1 seat, an experienced team. We've got you covered. Join us for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election results live beginning at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Well, the major political parties may feel optimistic about securing the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat, but Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain says they are not to be counted out. In fact, Bain says based on the campaign trail, he is optimistic that he will be the next member of parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Jay Philippe has more in this report.
With the November 22nd by-election just 1 day away, COI leader Lincoln Bain believes he has what it takes to be the next representative for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
I'm very confident. And it's not
in me, it's in the people. I am confident that the people don't want to see the neglect that they've been experiencing. They don't want to see the degradation of their economy and everything that has been going on moving forward. They have, there's no ambulance, there's no fire truck. I mean, the clinics need help. The police station is broken down. They need walls. They need docks. They need everything, man. I mean, it can't get any worse than this. And so based on that, we are confident that the people are going to vote for change, and someone who can actually fight and agitate for that change.
Bain also defended the decision to not have his supporters cast their votes at the advance poll elections held in 8 Mile Rock and Bimini just last week.
We've seen shady activities, suspicious activities in 2017 and in 2021, where there was really shady activities with the ballot boxes. I went to our ballot box in between both elections for the advance poll and the general election, and my box was unsealed. The keys were on top of the box, etc. All of this was documented publicly. We had similar shady incidents from 2017 where they admitted that they had started opening the boxes without us present or any knowledge of it. So we don't trust the advance poll process. Those boxes are left vulnerable, where they can go and take the ballots out and replace it. They can take out one COI, put in one PLP. Take out one COI, put in one PLP.
While much of the attention has been centered around the FNM and PLP as the major parties, with much fanfare over the past 2 weeks, Bain says the COI's focus has been on meeting the immediate needs of residents in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini community.
We feel that the people are ready for change, and it's their choice. If they choose that they want change, they're going to vote for it. And if they choose that they love the neglect that they've been having of the past, then they're going to vote for that. People have a choice as to what they want. If people want to continue with sufferation, then they have a choice to do that.
The West Grand Bahama and Bimini candidate says he and his team will be stationed at his headquarters in Jonestown tomorrow while the electoral process takes place. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Well, the Free National Movement holding its political rally in 8 Mile Rock, hoping to make their final pitch to voters. Raven Davis was there and has more in this report.
A sea of red enveloping the old KFC parking lot here in Martintown as party supporters gather for a crucial rally ahead of the closely approaching by-election. Party supporters adorned in party paraphernalia, waving pom-poms as they celebrate what they deem a victory in the making. Ratified candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant says he's heard the cries of constituents and assures that the FNM is focused on meeting those needs.
We are focused on our future, our children, and our children's future. We are focused on our senior citizens. We are focused on those who are challenged in their health. We are focused on those who have mental challenges. I know that the other side will do what they normally do. And we are not focused on them because they're focused on me.
Now, both the former and present FNM leaders scolding the PLP, which they say has neglected constituents, making promises that fail to materialize.
Every Scud missile that they have shot have failed to accomplish its mission. The reality is, I believe that 8 Mile Rock, West Grand Bahama, West End proper, Bimini and the Keys clearly recognize this fact, that ain't no love in the heart of these people for the people who put them on their shoulders and delivered them to the Parliament of the Bahamas. We know for a fact that we work for you.
The PLP has represented the community of West End for 46 years. 46 years of which they were the government for 35 years. And they made West End lots of promises the other night. Well, the bishop can make sure they honor them promises.
Now, with the by-election less than 24 hours away, the energy intensifying at the FNM camp. With the constituency known as a PLP stronghold, FNM members using this final rally to cement why the FNM is the best choice for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituents.
End of the day, we know what the Free National Movement has done for this country. We have seen it with our very own eyes. And I am calling on all of the residents of West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Tell them we sell conch, we ain't no conch.
You deserve an honorable leader. You deserve an integral representative. You deserve a man and a woman of integrity that will lead and that will serve you.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Reven Davis.
Back to our top story tonight. The nation's leader, along with cabinet ministers, asserting their presence on Grand Bahama Tuesday morning during a cabinet meeting at the new Obadiah H. Wilshcombe complex in 8 Mile Rock. Reporters spoke with the Prime Minister on the sideline of that meeting to discuss crucial matters impacting the island. Among them, the possible sale of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Reven Davis has that story.
The Obadiah Wilshcombe complex serving as the backdrop for a significant gathering as Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis alongside a slew of cabinet members convened for the second cabinet meeting on the island. The aim, according to the nation's leader, is to shift away from the Nassau-centric approach to governance.
And this was to coincide with the opening of this grand complex, the Obadiah H. Wilshcombe Administrative Complex. I'm a Family Island representative, and so I think people see that we could have the seat of government in a settlement, 8 Mile Rock settlement. I think is a big deal for me and for hopefully people of West Grand Bahama.
But perhaps the biggest news coming out of that meeting was talk surrounding the potential sale of the Grand Bahama Port Authority to aid in the island's revival, which, according to PM Davis, will require government's approval.
And we'll approve any arrangement for the sale of the Port Authority once it's going to align with the benefits that we identify that could be had by the Grand Bahamians and the Bahamas in particular. The government itself is willing to step to the plate to acquire the port. And we made that known to the families as well.
Earlier this year, the Prime Minister pointed to the Hawksbill Creek Agreement as he announced that government had begun to invoice the Port Authority for reimbursable expenses. But has the port responded to those invoices?
I'm awaiting to hear what they have to say. There's a matter that we're discussing. They ought to have gotten back to us by the end of October. Unfortunately, things have happened, so I've not been able to pay any particular attention to it. But after this event tomorrow and early next week, we'll be back at the table to see exactly where they are with what we have done.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis mincing no words as he sought to defend the work of the Progressive Liberal Party. This as members of the opposition claim that the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency has been neglected by the PLP despite the party holding the seat for over 40 years.
In 72, we were just laying the foundation for the modern Bahamas, right? So it's not fair to suggest and to compare from 72 to now. These roads have been paved, right? Institutions have been developed that's impacted and helped all of West Grand Bahama, like the Defense Force, the College of the Bahamas, University of the Bahamas, the roadworks that's happened here, the extension of electricity, right, and telephone systems. All that happened since 72.
Pointing to the work of the PLP, he says political pundits are simply baffled by how the PLP is able to achieve much despite the party inheriting the country in a challenging state. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Reven Davis.
In other news, the state of the West End Police Station has been a concern for many years. Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe says the station has been deemed damaged beyond repair. He adds that building a new police station was a dream of the late Minister of Social Services and a Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Obi Wilshcombe, and that the government will ensure that this comes to fruition.
Station in West End has been damaged beyond repair. When Commissioner Paul Roll, who came over with me shortly after my appointment, he showed it to me. It's been condemned by the Ministry of Works. Steps have been put in place to have it demolished.
Monroe says that some residents believe that the police station is still in good working condition. However, he shares that Wilshcombe's plan for the constituency will follow suit.
Somebody was suggesting that that is still the police station when the small building behind it is housing them. So Minister Wilcombe was pressing to have it demolished, rebuilt. That's very far advanced in terms of demolition, rebuilding.
Well, police officials and dive teams are currently searching for a woman who was attacked by sharks during a diving expedition. We spoke with officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, ACP BK Bonamy, on this unfortunate turn of events.
Just to let you know, we get reports of a tourist attack down in West End by sharks. All right, that matter will be investigated. So we just want to let people know that we have received a report of a tourist being attacked by a shark.
Now up to news time. The woman has not been found by police officials. However, the search continues, and this is a story that we will continue to follow. Well, in this next installment of Women in Policing tonight, we introduce you to Chief Superintendent of Police, Sherry Armley.
To be a police officer, you must be committed to service. You must be honest and seek justice for those persons who have become victims of crime. I always feel that policing is a ministry. We are here to serve and to make our country a safe place. I see many talented, educated, service-oriented women who will do well in this organization. I salute those pace setters who has gone on before us. I would like to see our first female assistant commissioner in the Northern Bahamas.
They're going straight to Brigade. Yeah.
Tiles is saying thank you, Grand Bahama, with a one-day 20% off store-wide sale. Come in and choose from our new arrivals and large stock of porcelain, ceramic, and wood look tiles. The first 20 early bird customers get an additional $50 off. It's the Black Friday savings you've been waiting for. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Super S Motor Oil products now available at KMW Battery and Tires, Express Food Mart, Stop and Shop, and Chaffee's Gas Station, 8 Mile Rock. On Thursday, November 23rd, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., join Evangelist Elmore Smith, Hands Across Grand Bahama, and the Agape House family at a Thanksgiving giveaway on the grounds of Agape House. There will be free food and clothing. All are welcome. Don't miss the Black Friday sale going on now at Pandora Port Lacaya.
It's the season to be thankful, and Grand Bahama Tiles is saying thank you, Grand Bahama, with a one-day 20% off store-wide sale. Come in and choose from our new arrivals and large stock of porcelain, ceramic, and wood look tiles. The first 20 early bird customers get an additional $50 off. It's the Black Friday savings you've been waiting for. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
5 candidates, 1 seat, an experienced team. We've got you covered. Join us for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election results live beginning at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, high by-election momentum. New jobs and opportunities in Bimini. Starting a busy holiday travel season. And in sports, high school softball championships resumes. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNest News is brought to you by BTC. Win over $100,000 in prizes when you sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. This Christmas is on us.
Good evening. I am Lloyd Allen. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. Nearly 2 months after losing their beloved Member of Parliament, Obadiah Wilchcombe, residents of the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency will return to the polls tomorrow to elect a new parliamentary representative. It's a process that the Parliamentary Commissioner vows will be managed and conducted to the highest standards. Shane Stubbs of our Northern Service leads us off tonight with the by-election preview.
Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Arthur Taylor says all systems are a go for tomorrow's voting process during the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election, ensuring that there will be a smooth voting process for the voters. He and his team are now playing the waiting game as they get ready to welcome voters at the polls.
We're prepared. The staff is well trained. They've done this before, and we're ready at 8 a.m. in the morning to start taking the first voters.
With advanced polling deemed a success, the spotlight now shifts to the main event. As voters make their way to mark their X's, Taylor notes that things will be done differently.
In some of the sites they'll find outside the gate, we're going to post very large signs with the register. Persons for polling division number 1, their names should be on the posters. All of them should be there from A to Z. When you're going into the gate, you look at that list first, and if you're not there, then you have an information center. Okay, where should I be? Because, people tend to assume that you were here, and you think you voted here the last night. You think you're supposed to be here, and didn't check the number of your card. You were number 1 when you're supposed to be in number 6.
With an able veteran staff set to be in place, the Parliamentary Commissioner does not anticipate any hiccups.
My staff are in place, and most of them are having the evening off to go and rest up because tomorrow morning starts for them as early as 4 a.m. And we've had meetings and discussing the ins and outs. All of the presiding officers would have done this before. We're confident there are other staff members who work with them have all been working in the system now for 2 elections at least. So we don't expect to have any major problems from that end of it.
Once the dust has settled, much of the attention will be on the counting and recounting of ballots. This is where the act of transparency kicks in.
They put them in, and the presiding officer takes them out of the box, makes it aware of how many there are, put them in an envelope, and seal that envelope, but invite the agents from every team along with the presiding officer's signature to go on that envelope. Here is polling division number 2, in Bimini's polling division number 9. And what we would have done is shown the agents this year and put that in the box for polling division number 2 and in their presence. They confirm their signatures on it. That's the envelope we signed on. Yes, that's the ballot there. So that level of transparency we encourage.
And Taylor had this final reminder.
All I asked them to do is, you have, the ID you need, your voter's card, or another government form of ID, which we accept the passport definitely, and then the driver's license.
Now the acting Parliamentary Commissioner reminds voters that polls open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks, Shane. Well, the major political parties held rallies overnight to reinforce their campaign message to West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituents. Here's Aja Kwan on the governing Progressive Liberal Party's rally in Bimini.
Of supporters flocking here on the Smitty's restaurant grounds as the Progressive Liberal Party is hosting their rally here in Bimini. Many government officials also gathering here to endorse Kingsley Smith just hours before the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election.
The evening beginning with the sounds of horns as supporters of the Progressive Liberal Party traversed the streets of Bimini. Then came Junkanoo escorting those inside the rally site. Senator Randy Roll, a Bimini native, taking center stage, electrifying the crowd with his impassioned rallying for the party.
Everybody knows when the rain falls, the crowd's strong.
Government ministers following suit, speaking to Smith's character. Both the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville and the Honorable Fred Mitchell emphasizing the impactful work already accomplished by the governing party.
Bimini's future and West Grand Bahama's future is assured under the PLP. The Progressive Liberal Party is the government. We will continue to be the government after this election. We have an awesome plan for Bimini, and we intend to execute that plan.
Candidate Kingsley Smith engaging deeply with the constituents, pledging unwavering dedication to advancing the constituency.
Your support means everything. It's your voices, your hopes, and your dreams that I carry with me. This election, I ask for your trust, not just in me, but in our vision for a better, stronger community.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis and Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable I. Chester Cooper standing firm that Smith is the ideal choice, affirming the government's dedication to the island's progress.
I know you agree with me. It really ain't no hard choice. Change don't come easy. You have to fight for it. We are fighting for you, and we got a lot of work to do together. Bimini, if you want progress, you want to continue to drive, you want a full access to every minister in the government, then give us our man.
The evening drawing to a close with sounds from Bahamian entertainer Stevie S as supporters fellowshipped the night away. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Meanwhile, the opposition Free National Movement also drumming up support for their West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election campaign overnight. Raven Davis attended their rally in 8 Mile Rock.
Of red enveloping the old KFC parking lot here in Martin Town as party supporters gather for a crucial rally ahead of the closely approaching by-election. Party supporters adorned in party paraphernalia, waving pom-poms as they celebrate what they deem a victory in the making. Ratified candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant says he's heard the cries of constituents and assures that the FNM is focused on meeting those needs.
We are focused on our future, our children, and our children's future. We are focused on our senior citizens. We are focused on those who are challenged in their health. We are focused on those who have mental challenges. I know that the other side will do what they normally do. And we are not focused on them because they are focused on me.
Now, both the former and present FNM leaders scolding the PLP, which they say has neglected constituents, making promises that fail to materialize.
Every Scud missile that they have shot have failed to accomplish its mission. The reality is, I believe that 8 Mile Rock, West Grand Bahama, West End proper, Bimini and the Keys clearly recognize this fact, that ain't no love in the heart of these people for the people who put them on their shoulders and delivered them to the Parliament of the Bahamas. We know for a fact that we work for you.
The PLP has represented the community of West End for 46 years. 46 years of which they were the government for 35 years. And they made West End lots of promises the other night. Well, the bishop can make sure they honor them promises.
Now, with the by-election less than 24 hours away, the energy intensifying at the FNM camp. With the constituency known as a PLP stronghold, FNM members using this final rally to cement why the FNM is the best choice for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituents.
End of the day, we know what the Free National Movement has done for this country. We have seen it with our very own eyes. And I am calling on all of the residents of West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Tell them we sell conch, we ain't no conch.
You deserve an honorable leader. You deserve an integral representative. You deserve a man and a woman of integrity that will lead and that will serve you.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And not to be outdone by the major political parties, the Coalition of Independents hoping to garner support from West Grand Bahama and Bimini residents. Here is COI leader Lincoln Bain.
I'm very confident. And it's not in me, it's in the people. I am confident that the people don't want to see the neglect that they've been experiencing. They don't want to see the degradation of their economy and everything that has been going on moving forward. They have, you know, there's no ambulance, there's no fire truck. I mean, the clinics need help. The police station is broken down. They need walls. They need docks. They need everything, man. I mean, it can't get any worse than this. And so based on that, we are confident that the people are going to vote for change, and someone who can actually fight and agitate for that change.
Now, as a result of our West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election coverage tomorrow, the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, will air at 5 p.m. And then our live by-election coverage begins at 6 p.m. with Makush Lapinder and Ricardo Lightborn from our northern service in Freeport. We encourage you to tune in. And still on news from the northern Bahamas, the Davis administration held its first cabinet meeting at the new Obadiah H. Wilshcombe Government Complex in 8 Mile Rock, West Grand Bahama this morning. Raven Davis has this report.
A Wilshcombe complex serving as the backdrop for a significant gathering as Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis alongside a slew of cabinet members convened for the second cabinet meeting on the island. The aim, according to the nation's leader, is to shift away from the Nassau-centric approach to governance.
And this was to coincide with the opening of this grand complex, the Obadiah H. Wilshcombe Administrative Complex. I'm a Family Island representative, and so I think people see that we could have the seat of government in a settlement. 8 Mile Rock settlement, I think, is a big deal for me and for hopefully the people of West Grand Bahama.
But perhaps the biggest news coming out of that meeting was talk surrounding the potential sale of the Grand Bahama Port Authority to aid in the island's revival, which, according to PM Davis, will require government's approval.
And we'll approve any arrangement for the sale of the Port Authority once it's going to align with the benefits that we identify that could be had by the Grand Bahamians and the Bahamas in particular. The government itself is willing to step to the plate to acquire the port. And we made that known to the families as well.
Earlier this year, the Prime Minister pointed to the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement as he announced that government had begun to invoice the Port Authority for reimbursable expenses. But has the port responded to those invoices?
I'm awaiting to hear what they have to say. There's a matter that we're discussing. They ought to have gotten back to us by the end of October. Unfortunately, you know, things have happened, so I've not been able to pay any particular attention to it. But after this event tomorrow and early next week, we'll be back at the table to see exactly where they are with what we have done.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis mincing no words as he sought to defend the work of the Progressive Liberal Party. This as members of the opposition claim that the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency has been neglected by the PLP despite the party holding the seat for over 40 years.
In 72, we were just laying the foundation for the modern Bahamas. Right? So it's not fair to suggest and to compare from 72 to now. These roads have been paved, right? Institutions have been developed that's impacted and helped all of West Grand Bahama, like the Defense Force, the College of the Bahamas, University of the Bahamas, the roadworks that's happened here, the extension of electricity, right, and telephone systems. All that happened since 72.
Pointing to the work of the PLP, he says political pundits are simply baffled by how the PLP is able to achieve much despite the party inheriting the country in a challenging state. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And speaking of deals, the government pleased to secure a $100 million agreement with Mediterranean Shipping Company, or MSC, in Bimini to expand its Ocean Key project. Phase 2 comprises a new marine conservation center specializing in coral research, facility upgrades including deepening of the marina, landscaping, accommodations, renewable energy, a solar farm, and other amenities. Now, this project is anticipated to create some 200 jobs for Bahamians.
The total investments in Ocean Key to date stands at a remarkable $400 million, which is significantly above what was the original commitment. This dedication speaks volumes about their genuine belief and intentional participation in our shared vision for the Bahamas. Your investments is truly an expression of confidence in the Bahamas.
Ocean Key is different to other destinations in that the island was designed around a commitment to the environment and to connect people and the ocean and to soak up the spirit of the Bahamian culture. The island is very well positioned centrally to Miami, to Florida, so practically all the itinerary pass by, and today we have a ship every day.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, noted that government will not trade the health of our country's ecosystem for development and advises Ocean Key executives to proceed with due care and attention.
This project represents the kind of corporate responsibility effort and environmental stewardship we want to see from all major developments in the Bahamas moving forward. Having reviewed the two-phase plan, I particularly appreciate the MSC's vision to utilize renewable energy, which aligns with my administration's energy transition agenda. I also welcome the mobilization of a landscaping strategy which incorporates native flora, as well as the efforts to stabilize dunes and strengthen coastal ecosystems.
Still to come, more Bahamas Air expansion. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This Christmas is on BTC. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with us. Sign up for one of our $64.99 or higher postpaid plans or one of our broadband bundles and get a chance to drive into 2024 with a brand new Kia Sonet. Pay your bill in full and you can be a winner with our Christmas grab bag. Activate a $15 prepaid combo and get your chance to win Visa gift cards, travel and gas vouchers, and so much more. Watch our Hallmark movie of the week for a chance to win a prepaid Visa gift card. Make BTC your choice this Christmas with over $100,000 in prizes. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. Visit any BTC location today. Terms and conditions apply.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Thanksgiving is fast approaching, and that means a lot of us are going to be in the kitchen preparing some elaborate meal. But the folks at the Bahamas Health, Food, and Safety Authority have some tips for you just before you get started. I'm Leah Cooper, and this is Good to Grow.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Cause if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
It's that time of year again where families will gather around the table and enjoy a delicious meal. And to ensure there's no mishaps this season, BAFSA's Director of Food Safety and Quality, Dr. Patricia Johnson, recommends taking certain precautions.
One, if you're ill, that's a no-no. At that point, you should just stop and not even bother to go into the kitchen. Have somebody else cook for the family or for your friends. And then, of course, when you are selecting your turkey, when you go to the food store and you're selecting your turkey, it's very important that you look at the label, read the preparation instructions, the storage conditions that you have to meet, and also the expiry date. That's very important to make sure that the turkey that you're getting is safe to eat.
She adds that one should ensure that they're thawing out their turkey properly as well.
You want to ensure that if you are using tap water, for example, you can have your turkey in a bowl or in the sink, and based on the size of the turkey, 30 minutes for every pound. So if you had, let's say, a 15-pound turkey, it'll take you about 7.5 to 8 hours of that turkey sitting in that water in the sink. Okay? There's also another common way to thaw out turkey, and that's in the refrigerator. So again, if you're thawing it out in the refrigerator, for every 5 pounds of turkey, it takes about 24 hours. So if you have a 15-pound turkey, you need to let that stay in the refrigerator for 3 days so that it can be thawed. And make sure you keep it in the original wrapping, because in the refrigerator you have lots of other things going on and you don't want to expose your turkey to anything.
When cooking your turkey, Dr. Johnson says that paying attention to the temperature is very important.
Make sure that the oven is set to at minimum 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And when that turkey is ready to come out the oven, you have to ensure that the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? That tells you that the turkey is cooked inside to out. So typically you want to put that thermometer in the middle or to the thickest part of the thigh or leg, but you definitely want to get an internal temperature of 165 degrees.
And when it's time to pack up the turkey for leftovers, the container you choose makes all the difference.
You want to store them in very shallow containers. Why? Because the more shallow the container, the quicker that temperature will be lowered. Of course, if the container is not shallow, that means that the food is going to take a longer time to cool down. And at that point, it may reach the danger zone, temperatures between 40 and 140. And what happens there? That's where you have your microorganisms that can proliferate. And of course, if that happens, when persons eat that food, there's a potential for a foodborne illness to occur. Food that's cooked shouldn't be at room temperature or left on the counter for more than 2 hours.
Apart from that, remember to wash your hands frequently and thoroughly. Ensure your countertops are cleaned and separate your raw foods from your raw, ready-to-eat foods. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
The Industrial Tribunal's new legal year began with a special sitting today. 2022 labeled as a landmark year by officials of the Industrial Tribunal, with the court leading the region as the first fully digitized automated legal facility and the first to introduce artificial intelligence into its judicial processes. President Indira Francis says the court has also seen a significant uptick in the disposal of trade disputes, fulfilling its mandate in the labor space by providing an inexpensive, swift mechanism to resolve disputes for workers. She noted that over the past year, some 243 cases were resolved, with some 61 matters disposed of over the past 3 months alone. Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder also touted the efforts are underway to correct structural deficits in the system when it comes to enforcement.
There is presently before the Supreme Court Rules Committee, the Industrial Tribunal Enforcement of Judgments Rules 2023. These rules will permit a successful litigant in a matter before the tribunal to make an application in a prescribed form, which is provided in the rules, which will permit his tribunal judgment to be seamlessly recognized as a judgment of the Supreme Court. The application will be heard on the papers, that is, without a formal hearing, by a registrar. And once all of the boxes are ticked, leave will be granted to the judgment creditor. It would then be up to the unsuccessful party to try and have that leave set aside on very limited grounds.
Now, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder contends the introduction of artificial intelligence is also expected to enhance efficiency and streamline tasks at the Industrial Tribunal.
This has up to now been unheard of, and it is most fitting that this new technology another fruit of its successful collaboration with the Caribbean Agency of Justice Solutions, would be embraced this historic year. It is hoped that this new AI tool will provide even greater efficiencies and automate core tribunal functions.
And switching gears, the Bahamas bracing for what's expected to be another banner year in tourism. And with that in mind, officials are confident that the Bahamas is poised for consistent growth in air arrivals. This is, of course, welcome news for the nation's tourism product and overall economy. But now they're focusing, rather has shifted to managing this growth. Bahamas Air Managing Director Tracy Cooper recently shared with reporters how the airline plans to address demand.
Our intent, we have one 737 that is coming on hopefully in another 3 weeks. We have ATR 72, 70-seater that we're contemplating bringing on hopefully in the second quarter or so of next year. That's a 29% growth for the airline as far as seat capacity. And we will continue that growth. Our strategic plan calls for at least one airplane per year into the future until we think that we've marginally meet demand based on our supply.
And the busy Thanksgiving travel season is on, and that means Lynden Pinling International Airport is going to be very busy. Corbell Pyfrom tells us these travel numbers are expected to continue well beyond the holidays.
The holiday rush is on, and travelers are lining up at the country's main gateway.
Just looking at historical figures, you could see anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 arrivals on one day, 6,000 or 7,000 departures, and that's just U.S. and international. That's not accounting for the domestic sectors yet. So you could have anywhere from 8,000 to 14,000 on any given day.
Nassau Airport Development Company's Operations VP, Jonathan Hanna, says Lynden Pinling International Airport is gearing up for record levels of passengers this holiday season.
This year, we're anticipating quite busy and robust Thanksgiving and holiday period.
Driving this travel boom is declining fuel costs and also a lot of post-pandemic travel worry that has gone away with the lifting of restrictions like vaccinations and mask mandates.
But that having been lifted in May, we certainly expect a lot of Bahamians to be trying to go for Thanksgiving and to catch those Black Friday sales, and so expecting quite a busy Thanksgiving weekend.
Hannah says daily rush travel times are usually late mornings through the early afternoon, but with travel volume being what it is, that's no guarantee.
The peak times for the airport, most of the flights that we accommodate at the airport occur between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., and so certainly during those times when we see the bulk of the passengers, the bulk of the demand for the day.
NATO officials expect that holiday travel numbers will top or match existing records. They certainly expect that this holiday season we will surpass pre-pandemic numbers. What that means for passengers that in order to make your holiday travel that much smoother, you'll need to do a couple of things. Firstly, give yourself some extra timing, and of course, be sure to pack lots of patience.
With some of the flights that have been added on for the Christmas season, we're seeing that peak extend even later into the afternoon as well, which is a good problem to have, certainly.
It may not be the news passengers want to hear, but NATO officials say it's good news overall. These busy traffic numbers are expected to go well beyond this holiday season. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corbell Pyfrom.
Some good news there, Corbell. Well, Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in Sports for tonight, we break down the BISS softball championships and more. Just ahead in sports.
The fastest fiber covering the Bahamas. Do more, play more, stream more with BTC.
I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Our connection to the Beacon School in Grand Bahama spans years, and so each time we make a visit there, it feels like going home.
The Beacon School is thrilled to have BTC here this week with us on their Mission Week, reading to our children. The kids enjoyed the sessions and also the teachers. They certainly made a difference today, and we thank BTC for continuing coming to the Beacon School and supporting us and our children.
So today we have about 8 of our members from the team that actually came here to read along with the kids. We had a very good time. There are very different levels and stages of kids here, from the very, very young to the very, very older kids. So we're very excited to kind of give back a part of sweat equity and spending a lot of time with the kids. They were very excited to see us, and we were also pleased to see how receptive they were to our reading. We were able to ask them a lot of questions, and they were able to respond very positively. And so these type of things are the things that actually encourage us, when we go out, just to be able to give back and just to be able to share with persons in the community. And we at BTC believe that, being a part of the community is definitely a bloodline for us, and it's more than just, from a commercial aspect.
Places like the Beacon School in Grand Bahama are making a tremendous difference in the lives of so many in our community, and we salute their efforts. Keep up the good work. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, BTC Unstoppable. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Did you know the National Insurance Act provides for an insured pregnant woman to access her maternity benefit before or after delivering her baby? Expecting mothers are entitled to 13 weeks of maternity leave, which can be applied for by completing the Med-2 claim for maternity benefit form. Section A is completed by a registered physician or certified midwife. The medical practitioner certifies the expected or actual confinement period, signs the form, and affixes their official stamp. Forms completed by medical practitioners outside of the Bahamas must be accompanied by the physician's business card. In sections B and C, the claimant provides personal and employment details, declares their last day at work, signs and dates the form. The Med-2 form is always accompanied by Form Med-4 or Employer Certificate, which is completed by the employer. Both the Med-2 and accompanying Med-4 forms must be submitted within 3 months from the first day of confinement. Forms submitted outside of this period are considered late and will be subject to review by the Late Claims Committee. Before submitting forms, check that all fields are accurately completed. Incomplete forms or forms with incorrect information will delay the processing of your benefit application. For more information, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
A strange incident reported by police turns fatal. Police reporting that sometime around 10:43 a.m. Tuesday, a man was observed leaping from rooftop to rooftop in the vicinity of Fritz Lane and Sunlight Cottage. Now, when police mobile unit officers arrived at that scene, they discovered the lifeless body of an adult male who appeared to be in his late 30s to early 40s, lying in the street. Authorities revealed the deceased had visible injuries to both legs. Anyone with additional information about this incident is urged to contact police at 911, 919, or the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991. Anonymous tips are also welcome through Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. And a trip to paradise didn't end well for an American visitor. The 34-year-old female tourist was arrested at the Lynden Pinling International Airport after being caught with dangerous drugs shortly after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon in the U.S. pre-clearance section. After a search, a quantity of suspected cocaine was found in the woman's luggage. The estimated street value and weight of the drugs are unknown at this time as investigations continue. And it's time now for the poll question of the week. And this week we're asking, should teachers be allowed to participate in TikTok videos with their students? You can chime in on our social media handles.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible, which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Are you ready for the craziest Black Friday event ever seen? Join us as we make history at Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center on Mackey Street for our 3 days of blackout. November 23rd, November 24th, and November 25th. Thousands of items priced at Amazon's list price will be available, VAT inclusive. So call us at 698-0123 or WhatsApp 557-2522 so you don't have to miss out on these unbelievable deals. See you there.
Home Care Electric on Joe Farrington Road is having a huge Black Friday sale. 10 to 75% off on all Christmas decorations, ceiling fans, light fixtures, bath vanities, washers and dryers. Andrus Beauty Supplies is the place for all your designer handbags from 10 to 50% off. Come on down and catch the Black Friday sale only November 24th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So give them a call today at 324-7953.
Great deals. Best prices. Don't miss it.
Kingston! Oh, God. I know you ain't spending no more money on this boat. Ain't this what you drowned in last year?
I understand. How I drowned last year if I here running on foolishness with you?
Well, where you going now?
Montague.
For what?
For best of the best. Why you keep putting question to me? Over 90 boats and over 200 sailors coming from all around the Bahamas to compete for the largest sailing port ever. You better pray I take you the best of the best.
You ain't got to worry about that because you's the best of the worst.
Anyway, while this woman running on, I will see you all to the 2023 Best of the Best Regatta. Woman, you will see me talking?
I'll come before them.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
With 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go to any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email BahamasSales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Our island destinations appear to need very little promoting to get heads in beds. Major resorts on the island of Exuma are reporting strong occupancy levels this Thanksgiving week. And as a matter of fact, both Sandals Exuma General Manager Jeremy Mutton and Grand Isles General Manager Joe Eustis expect strong numbers even after the busy holiday season. Already, both hotel executives agree 2024 is looking good.
Preparing for a busy holiday season, obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas around the corner, and you know, we're looking very healthy, and then we go into our Corn Ferry PGA tournament beginning of 2024, which we're in final preparations, looking forward to. So it's going to be a good winter season, and certainly additional flights like this can only help not only Sandals but Exuma. So it's going to be a busy and good time.
Soon next week, going into the U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving, we go full. And we're very excited. For festive, we are already full. Most of January is also full. So we have a very exciting winter season, and also the spring as we get into March, April, and May. We're looking already to be running 80% occupancy.
And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil. What should we expect?
Good evening, Lloyd. Outside of our studios, we have just a few clouds, temperature at 78 degrees. Your relative humidity 63%. The winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,017.0 millibars. That's 30.04 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. We have 78 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Tool Key in Abaco. Marsh Harp Abaco at 79 also in the Berry Islands. Allenstown, Bimini, 80 degrees, 79 in Harper Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 77, Allenstown, Canal, 77, 79s in Black Point, Exuma, and Camp Space on Andros. Fresh week in Central Andros, 78 degrees, 80 degrees in Georgetown, Exuma, 77 in San Salvador and Roki. Clarence-Town, Long Island, 80 degrees. Crooked Island, 80. Betsy Bay may go on to 78. Ackland's also at 78 degrees. Matthew-Town, 83. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwestern parts of our country, those winds, they're going to be out of the east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and this will take us right into Wednesday, wave heights running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide occurs at 8:48 tonight, another low tide at 9:16 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern parts of our country, the winds are going to be east to southeast. They will be subsiding a bit, coming down 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, but we will maintain caution flags for the central and southeastern hours through Wednesday. And as we take you to Thursday, for all areas, the winds are going to be light and variable, but flat seas 1 to 3 feet. Low tide takes place at 10:20 in the morning on Thursday, the high tide at 4:17 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Agreeable, need it feeling out. Get a sailorman sound. Crawly agreeable, need it feeling out. Get a sailorman sound. If you wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. That's a sailorman sound. If you wanna go to heaven, put the red on your head.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Roll South. Stay tuned. Get standing by the forecast. Let's go ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up for your right.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
You got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sands Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus. All softball news starting us off as the BISS finally able to resume action in their 2023 Softball Championship Series yesterday after bad weather forced play to be postponed last week. Now, all 4 series getting back underway in the various divisions. Amajal Knowles has the story.
If you're a fan of the dramatics, the Freedom Farm Baseball Park was the place for you yesterday as the BAISS resumed their softball championship series after a week-long stoppage due to inclement weather. And Monday's action definitely saw some fireworks. More on that later in the report. Up first is St. Augustine's Big Red Machine looking to close out the Nassau Christian School Crusaders in junior boys action. This game would be close, but ultimately the junior boys crown would stay in the East as the Big Red Machine would roll over the Crusaders 10-4 for the 2-zip series sweep.
Feels pretty good. Last year we didn't do very well inside the playoffs, and coming this year and winning the championship, it feels good to bring a championship to my school, especially for my last year as a junior.
Same thing. This time we come out, we bring our bats. Our bats was a little slow during the regular season. This year we come out inside playoffs, championship. We know what to do. We sweep them.
Very proud of this team. Coming this season, I'm not sure if we can make it. I'm very proud of what we did.
What are your expectations for next year?
We can win championship next year. NC all day.
Over in junior girls, we would have an instant classic with an age-old rivalry resuming between the Sac Big Red Machine and the Queens College Comets. QC looking to end the series with the win. Sac looking to live to fight another day. To 5.5 innings, it would look like QC would write the final chapter in their championship story. But the Sac junior girls would say, not so fast. Rallying from 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th, Sac would steal Game 2 thanks to this walk-off single from Paris Johnson and force a winner-take-all Game 3, taking Game 2 13-12. You brought home the winning run. What was going through your mind at the plate?
To just not swing at any high balls and to listen to my coaches.
We starting all over again. So we want it more. And we coming for it.
Everybody on the team made errors. We can accept that. We're not going to, neglect that. But we're going to do better tomorrow. And when we come back tomorrow, we're going to show everybody who we are.
In senior girls, you would see the same schools face off yet again. But unlike the junior girls matchup, no theatrics or late-game heroics here. This one never in doubt. QC cruising easily to the 15-12 win over Sac to secure the senior girls crown.
I feel very good, thanks to God. I feel very confident. I knew that we were going to come in and win the game, and we came in and we performed, and we did so good. I'm so proud of my senior girls. Yeah!
Well, the bats were a little slow, and again, mental errors. So if you saw it, mental errors, but nonetheless, it was still a good fought game.
And finally, in senior boys, QC would look to stave off elimination against the reigning champions in the Nassau Christian Crusaders. But as fate would have it, it would just not be their day. Another strong showing from NCS and their super fan, Miss McKinsey, is going to have a great birthday weekend as her boys would go back-to-back and secure their second straight BAISS senior boys crown 18-8. And it was time to cue the fireworks.
First of all, I want to thank God for giving us another championship. Shout out to my sister in South Carolina playing softball. I couldn't do it without my team, so it's all team effort. What we came here to do last year. We was the champion, so what we came here to do again.
It was our bunt coverage, but all in all, I feel like we did a good job. Coming into the series, we were the underdogs in the playoffs, and we made it this far. So all in all, I'm still proud of my team.
Now, the win is especially significant as next year the BAISS Senior Boys will transition from softball to baseball. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Amajal Notes.
All right, thanks, Amajal. Well, the New Providence Basketball Association, 2 games last night. Checking on the scoreboard here, BIBT Great Whites. They took down the Rhythm Rebels in Division II play, 58-54. Meanwhile, it was the Leno Regulators making short work of the Island Development Rebels in Division I, 90-69. And play getting underway on Monday in the Pink Flamingo Championship ladies basketball tournament being hosted at Bahama. A total of 10 teams competing at this year's installment, including the University of Florida, Ohio State, Columbia, East Carolina, Georgia, Oklahoma State, Penn State, Purdue, Seton Hall, and USC. 5 games played on Monday with 5 more scheduled for Wednesday beginning at 11 a.m. And the University of the Bahamas Mingos men's soccer team, they limped into the match against the Bears as 4 of their players were on national team duty, along with 2 injuries and 2 suspensions. The Mingos, though, not to be deterred. They would struck first with Kevin Thomas on a brilliant shot in the 18th minute. Mingos go up 1-0, held that lead actually into the half. In the 52nd minute, Bears able to equalize the match with the goal. Both teams took hard defensive stance for the rest of the match, even though the Mingos had several chances to score. Ends up being a 1-1 tie.
All things considered, I'm content with the draw, but we could have won. We're missing 4 players due to national team obligations. Ronaldo Green is also injured, and 2 players are out with suspensions. So we're missing 7 starters, and we had some freshmen who really stepped up today. We couldn't close. We made some defensive lapses in the end, but we did also have 3 big moments to score. So the game could have easily gone our way.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Tuesday. Don't go anywhere. We have that Tuesday weather just ahead.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Bear, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
Is on BTC. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with us.
Sign up for one of our $64.99 or higher postpaid plans or one of our broadband bundles.
And get a chance to drive into 2024 with a brand new Kia Sonet. Pay your bill in full and you can be a winner with our Christmas grab bag.
Activate a $15 prepaid combo and get your chance to win Visa gift cards, travel and gas vouchers, and so much more.
Watch our Hallmark movie of the week for a chance to win a prepaid Visa gift card. Make BTC your choice this Christmas
with over $100,000 in prizes.
All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. Visit any BTC location today. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you hear that? That's Junkanoo. And that means that the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades are right around the corner. Don't get left behind. Make sure to book your ads in the live ZNS broadcast of the Junkanoo parades, the most professional coverage of our national art form. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800. Ask for the special Junkanoo advertising package and be a part of Junkanoo on the ZNS TV network. It's
time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we continue to monitor 2 areas in the tropics. The first one is in the Caribbean Sea, has a very low chance of development, only about a 10% chance of that happening. It will continue to drift towards the west and eventually move inland over Central America and wake away. But the one over in the central Atlantic, this one has a 20% chance of developing over the next 2 days, but over the next 5 to 7 days, that's going to bump up to about 60% as it moves into more warmer waters where conditions will become more favorable for tropical cyclone development. So we could see perhaps a subtropical storm or a tropical storm developing later in the week. And satellite pictures are showing across the Bahamas. Beautiful weather will continue with very little clouds during the daytime. And weather-wise, tonight we are looking at simply partly cloudy with a low temperature of 72 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be quite pleasant with periods of clouds and sunshine. Your high temperature getting up to 83 degrees. And your extended weather forecast shaping up like this. Fine weather is going to continue right into the early part of next week. 1 or 2 brief showers here and there, but for the most part, we're looking at sunny days and pretty mild nights. Right?
And finally tonight, the Bahamas Girl Guides Association given 100,000 reasons to smile this Thanksgiving week. Now, the organization, which has been looking to complete its new headquarters on West Bay Street, received a donation from the Sandals Foundation. Girl Guides President Dr. Ruth Sumner says the gift will be used to further complete work to the building, which will serve as a multi-purpose facility. Now, when completed, there will be dorms, meeting and seminar rooms, a conference center, and training areas. The project, budgeted at about $1.4 million, is about 80% complete.
For a very long time, we realized that we had outgrown our present headquarters, and to meet the needs of the 21st century, we needed a more modern and accommodating facility.
This is one of the largest awards the Sandals Foundation has ever provided, and is going to one of the finest organizations for sure. For more than 100 years, the Bahamas Girl Guides have helped the Bahamian women become the leaders, superstars that they are, the educators, the lawyers, doctors, judges, nurses, business people, and athletes. It has helped shape Bahamian mothers, grandmothers, sisters, daughters, and friends.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Lloyd Allen. Thank you for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Hello, welcome to the Life and Legacy documentary of Bishop Reverend Dr. J. Carl Raman.